Ooh. Hello, Denisha. How are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. I am working on one of Hectaguna One's, her slipper. Are you working on anything? And I just used some scrap yarn to do this because I wasn't sure what it was going to look like when I finished it. Uh-oh, I think I went the wrong direction. See, already messing up. Glad I have a long yarn. I am definitely going in the wrong direction. That's all right. If you don't follow Hectaguna One, she does all kinds of stuff. She has really short videos and quick to do stuff. So I enjoy watching her channel. And she cooks vegetarian food, makes jewelry. She does a lot of stuff. Hello, Dana, Triple C, and Joe. How's it going? What are you working on? I'm doing a slipper, but I just messed up. I'm sewing in the wrong direction. So I'm trying to figure out how I connected it so I can get this knot out. Oh my goodness. I've been working on graph GANs, which take up a lot of my time. So I haven't done any tutorials lately. And I have so much in my head and so much I want to do, but having a full-time job that sucks up a lot of my time does not give me a lot of time to crochet. That's the downside of being a full-time worker. When you want to crochet, you can't. A perfect pocket shawl. A lot of people are doing pocket shawls I've seen. I haven't seen one. Oh no, took my thing apart. I'm still looking to see how they all come out. I forgot whose shawl was the last one that I saw. Can't remember. Me and my memory are not friends. I forget a lot. Good thing I know my job. Who else is here? Hello, Kathy. How are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. Are you working on anything? You love my sweater? Thank you. It's just a little top. Wanted to um, put a statement on it. Are you working on anything, Kathy? Hello, Mary. How are you? Thank you for joining me. You're having trouble with the volume? You can't hear me? Oh, you working on it? Kathy's working on a baby hat. Ooh, I've done a child's hat. I did some preemie hats once. They were donations a few years ago. Oh, hi, Becky. Bag a day pocket shawl. Yeah, I don't want to do one. I just looking at them. I have too many other things in my head. I just can't add anything else to it. And I did see hers, but none of them really nothing has really caught my eye like, oh yeah, let me do that. I really like that. They're okay. They're not my thing. I'll leave it up to everybody else to jump on that bandwagon. I'll stay off of it. I guess being someone in South Florida who doesn't wear shawls and like this top I have on now, I can't wait to take it off because I am so hot in it. Let me see. Um, Hello, Original Afrocentric Designs by Lisa. You're making a mud cloth pillowcases. That sounds interesting. I am working on, I watched Hectagona one. If you don't know who she is, I like to watch her channels, but she did her slippers, the ones that she made flat. So this is the slipper. And I just used some of my scrap yarns to make it. So now I just have to sew it together. And so when I started sewing it, I was sewing it on the wrong end, so I had to take it out so that I can sew it together. I think it's kind of cute once it's together. We'll see. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that seam being at the bottom of my foot, but we'll see. So that's what I'm working on. And I got so many things I'm working on. I did this granny square hat. Now, where am I going? Another one, I just used some scrap yarn just to work on the pattern itself. I was on, what's her name? Creative Stitching Diva. And one of the ladies that she had on her show, she had a granny square hat and she just gave some instructions on how to do it. And so I said, well, let me try it. It came out pretty cute. I like it. But again, I'm not somebody that wears hats all the time, but it was something to do. I have so much scrap yarn. Let me see. You're doing a mask right now, Becky? And how are you tonight? I see was it Gap? The Gap store made like $130 million off of masks. That's like, wow. I was very sad to hear about Chadwick Boseman passing. I was, it just really threw a wrench. So I was really looking forward to the sequel to Black Panther. And so now I'm sure they're trying to figure out they said a lot of the fans don't want them to recast him. So, how can you have a Black Panther without a Black Panther? So I don't know. But I thought it was very sad. Such a young man finally getting at the top of his game as an actor, and now he's gone. I'm glad he did get some fame, and I was very, very happy to hear that the state of South Carolina, his home state, they're going to fly the flags half staff for him starting tomorrow from sunup to sundown. Thought that was very nice, a nice gesture, for them to show respect for um, one of their residents. I don't know if he's a resident there, but that's his home state. It's where he was born. As I always say, try to live life to the fullest. You never know when your time is up. Oh, so she's doing a mask. So Dana, are you doing your own pattern for this pocket shawl? A pocket, is it a shawl or a scarf? When I saw Hector Guna do these slippers, I was so fascinated. I was like, it's very interesting how people can visualize things and make it into a pattern. I would have never thought to do slippers flat and then fold them up like this. Because hers, sometimes I've seen people do them, but they do them in pieces. And I'm the kind of crocheter that likes to do things in just continue to crochet, continue until it's like this top. I did the front and then I did the shoulders and then I started crocheting the back because I don't particularly like sewing. So the least amount of sewing that I have to do makes me happy. But she is. So I just threw some scrap yarn together last night and said, well, let me see what it looks like. So I finished it up in between finishing this top. And now I'm going to see what this, now mind you, I don't have any more of the teal yarn that I used with the white, but it doesn't matter anyway because I just wanted to try it to see what it would look like. Oh, sorry to hear that, Becky. Becky says she lost her cousin at 49 to a heart attack. And it's hard when people go so young. It's, but he kept his battle to himself. Didn't put it out there for the public to know. And as my friend said, he probably did that because then everybody would be focused on his battle and not his work. So I'm glad he did leave some great work. We'll get to watch over and over and over again. I started my cardigan with the, what is this, the Ferris wheel so long ago. And that's as far as I've gotten with it. I tell you, when you start doing graph gans, they take up a lot of your time. but I'm working on another graph can, and I have to have it finished in a couple of months. And it's going to be a big one, bigger than all the other ones that I've done. Graph cans are fun to do, but yeah, end up you find yourself sitting for so long, and then you look and say, "Oh my God, how many hours have I been sitting here?" And I don't need to sit anywhere for a long time. I sit all day at work, so then sitting and crocheting for hours on end, not a good thing. Got to get up and get moving. I wish I could drag some of this stuff around and crochet, but once it gets to a certain size, can't drag it around. Plus, you get distracted with moving and, oh, what? Did I miss a stitch? And you got to go back. That's why you have to sit and look at what you're doing. Anyone a football fan? Because I don't think we're going to have a season. I think, well, the NFL seems to want to do it, and the SEC seems to want to do it. But some of those other um, college leagues have said, no, we will not be doing football this year. So it'll be interesting to see what becomes of it. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a season ticket holder, so I deferred my season tickets for this year. I'm not going to go hang out. They're letting 13,000 fans into the stadium this year, and they've made a lot of changes, which are good changes. So hopefully they'll stick around for the rest of the coming seasons. But I don't think some of those once. I mean, when you got 60,000 fans in there, some of those things may not be able to be in effect when you have that many people. But for 13,000, maybe it'll work. We'll see. Joe is a Bears fan. Okay. Last year I would think I was really bad last year about keeping track of what was going on with different teams. It was so many moving parts. Everybody, every time you turn around, they've gone to another team, so it was hard to keep track of who was what. And I just try to keep track of my Dolphins, and I leave it at that. The Dolphins, the Hurricanes, Florida State. Those are the big teams for Florida. I keep track of some of that, but NFL is such a revolving. My friend and I, we volunteered for the Super Bowl. That was fun, but we only did the convention center. And the first night we were there, oh my goodness, they worked us like we were employees. We were just volunteering, but it was work. So then we had to figure out we need to find some other place that's not going to work us like that. So we did find other places to volunteer in the convention center, but it was so many people. And I was very, very happy that Kansas City won the Super Bowl because I really liked their head coach because I think he got a raw deal from the Eagles. But he finally got his ring. So, yeah, I love football. Football is my favorite sport. All the other ones, I don't even have to watch them. I'll watch the Miami Heat if they're in the what do they call it, the finals, and I'll watch the Marlins if they are in the World Series. And I may glimpse at the Panthers, the soccer team, if they're in the World Cup or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called for the soccer team. But football is my first and favorite sport. I like tennis. I will watch tennis. And I will only watch golf if Tiger Woods is playing. Other than that, I won't watch it. And tennis, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I know Serena and Venus are out of it, and Osaka, she dropped out. She started playing, and then I think she dropped out. I'm not doing great at this sewing business. Looks like mm, looks like me sewing, which is always crappy because I don't like to sew, and I try to get it done as quick as possible. I think it probably would have looked better if I had the same color. But I'm going to turn it inside out anyway, see what it looks like. Let me see. The Panther? Oh, Adrian. Well, what did I say? Did I say the wrong thing? Hello, Adrian. How are you? I'm telling Kathy that she that speaks to her character. Oh, yeah, volunteering for Tampa, yes, is out for real. Yes, I can forget it. I don't even know if they're gonna have a Super Bowl. Oh, I said the soccer team. Oh, sorry, I meant hockey. I didn't. I thought I said hockey, but anyway. And I don't even remember what the soccer our new soccer team is named. Some weird name it has. I couldn't even. The only thing I know about the soccer team is that Beckham guy is one of the owners. I went to Adrian and I went to a soccer game. Oh my goodness. It was so much fun just watching the fans. They were definitely into it. All right, I think I have sewn enough. I went to the Panthers game when they used to let people throw out the fake rats. That was so funny. They'd have to stop the game. The guy would have to get the thing and sweep them all up. And every time they got a goal, people would throw more of them out. Those were the good old days. They cut that out. All right. It's a little funky looking to me, but it's done. That is I got ends poking out everywhere. But I have to put it on later to see what it looks like on my foot. It looks weird right now to me. Okay. Guess I'll work on my, looks like a Jolly Green Giant foot. Need to work on this cardigan. When we finally hit some cold weather, some cool weather in November or December or January, somewhere along that time. Oh, I'm doing double crochets. It's been so long since I did this, I forgot what I was doing. Let me see. Let me see. Adriana says she's in. Hi, Consuelo. How are you? Hi, PB. Let me see. You've been to all kinds of sporting events, and I think soccer fans are by far, by far the most loyal and intense. Yeah, Yeah, I've seen, and overseas they get into big time fights and everything over that. Hi, Jen Reeves. You say you're lurking, crocheting while listening. That's good. Huh? Yeah, those soccer fans, they are serious about their soccer. But that was so much fun. But I don't think I look forward to being in the stadium again, screaming for my Dolphins. Next year be another brand new team again. Won't know who's on the team, especially if they don't have a season. They have a lot of college students who are, um, which I thought was weird. Maybe I don't know enough about it because they all kept saying they were going to go into the NFL. I thought they could only, I guess they can go try out for a team. I guess I don't know. Yeah, Adrian said, me too, 2021. Yes, 2021. Let's pray it comes in right to get some of this. It's still been crazy. That count keeps going up, up, up. That is not a good thing. And I'm just grateful I don't have a child that I have to send to school or debate if or fight with the school district. Oh, so much, so much, so much. And that is why I crochet. This is my fun. Keep myself occupied. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be on the sofa this season too. And tomorrow they're going to show Miami Dolphins. I don't know what year it is, but it's when Don Shula got his 387th win. So may his soul rest in peace. But at this time, he is still the winningest coach. And I'm hoping now that Tom Brady is not a Patriot, that Belichick will not beat that. I don't even know who their quarterback is, but I hope he sucks. Oh, Jen says she sent her son to college. Scary dorm room shenanigans. Uh-huh. Ooh. Does he have roommates? What college did he go to? I just heard on the news, I don't know if it's the University of South Carolina or South Carolina University, one of them had like 1,000 positive cases. I mean, college just started. Is South Carolina, is that where they had that big party? One of those colleges had a huge party. Probably was South Carolina because now they have 1,000 cases. That probably was. I can't remember where it was. But you can't. Young people are invincible, so they haven't seen anyone sick around them, so they figure they can't get sick. And they have been cooped up long enough. Now their parents let them go to college. They're gonna do what they naturally do: get buck wild. Wakanda forever. Oh, Abdullahi. Is that how you say your name? Adrienne was a good child. She just had some crazy friends, but overall, she probably was a really good child if she didn't have her crazy friends. She gets Jen said she doesn't watch the news or she'd be a mess. Oh, you went to University of Cincinnati. Okay. Yeah. I would probably be a wreck too. Yeah. Over 180,000 people gone from the United States of America. You just have to pray that your child will do what is right for him and not follow the crowd and get himself caught up in some crazy situation. That's all we can do. That's all we can do as parents is pray. You give them the tools and you hope that in the back of their minds they hear what you said. Even though they say, oh man, my friends are having a great time, but mom would say, sometimes that stops them from doing the wrong thing. Unfortunately for me, that didn't stop me. I was in the army, wilding out, as they say. Only thing that kept me from getting, I guess, really crazy is the fact that the military will prosecute you. So hopefully it'll all work out right. Oh, you gotta Dana has be sending her daughter off next year. Oh, oh, Adrienne, I thought you liked the cold weather. I'm a news junkie. I'm a news junkie from fifth grade because something that they don't teach in school anymore is civics. And that was one of the things that we had to do. We had to watch the news every night. And when we went to class, we had to report on what we saw on the news. So from 10 years old to now, I have been a news junkie. I feel out of sorts if I miss the news. So that is one reason why I do record the news so I can always go back and see something if I don't have a chance to watch it. So call me a junkie. That is my go-to. I have to know what's going on in the world. I rarely miss the news. And because I can watch whatever I record on my phone, I have no reason to miss the news unless I'm really tired and I just can't get caught up. But that is my downfall. I definitely have to watch the news. Too much going on in this world. I don't want to walk around with blinders on. Hello, Teresa. How are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. Hello, Lori. Thanks for joining me. Thought you were not going to be on this week. Why do you think I wasn't going to be on this weekend? Jen said she'd flunk that class. And it's so funny that when I started watching the news, I started watching Channel 10 News. And to this day, that is the only news channel that I am loyal to. I'll catch something here and there, but um, that's the only channel that I really watch their news station. I know almost all of the news people on there. The only time I don't know somebody is if they're new, but all those ones, I've seen them retire. Uh, I've seen the general manager when he does his little talks. I actually have seen him in person because I went to a, what is it called? Cork and Fork, Fork and Cork. I don't know, it was something like that. where it was a wine festival and they had different chefs. So, and I wanted to see Chef Bernstein, whom I watch on Channel 10. And so I went to that, and a lot of the Channel 10 news people were there. So I took pictures with them, and I was like, I was such a fatty compared to them. They are skin and bones. All of them are skinny. So that was fun. And I just happened to see the general manager. He's like 6'9". He's huge. He's a very tall man. But that's the news station that I watch. And then I watch world news because I was a Good Morning America girl. So if I'm home during the week and I'm off, I would watch Good Morning America. And again, I watched them come and go too, retire and all. They would be happy I'm such a watcher. Let me see. Thought you heard what somewhere. Let me see. I don't know what Teresa's talking about. Oh, Teresa, you're saying, oh, you heard it somewhere, and I don't know where you would have heard that. I'm the one that really doesn't get out much into all of the goings on. I try to watch some of the lives, but most of them I don't, because I'm watching the news. I'll clip on, I'll watch a few minutes. I'll at least go on and like it, even if I don't sit and watch it. I work a lot, so especially I was on vacation, enjoying my 10 days off from that computer, and now I feel like I'm never going to catch up. I worked today, I'll be working tomorrow just to get caught up so that because on September 1st, they'll start their audits and you have to have all your notes done. And I am way, 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 way behind because we have so many other staff that are out. So it's like almost every other day I'm covering someone else. So you can't do your own work when you have to cover somebody else. So woe is me, woe is me. But I'm grateful I have a job because there's a lot of people out there that don't. I'm just praying I can get through these next 8 years and hopefully be able to retire. That's all I'm asking for. Some money in the bank, my house paid off, and me to be able to retire in at least some kind of decent health and be able to walk and talk and move and do everything I do right now. Crochet. That is my goal. It's been my goal forever now. Let me see. Uh, oh, Teresa, you watch GMA? Oh, you watch it 7 days a week. I usually record it when I hear them say they're going to do something, then I'll set it to record to see what's going. And it's changed a lot. Let me see. Yeah, Triple C Dana, your hours, it's hard for me to catch some of yours. I look and I'm just getting ready to go to sleep and then I'll see it pop up. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to sleep. Can't watch that. I think even when I was on vacation, I would be up, but I'd fall asleep. And then I would always see you because I think you all come on like 10 or 11 o'clock sometimes. Oh, your birthday live? When was your birthday live? Hi, Mimi. Thanks for joining me. Oh, you're August baby too? I didn't do a birthday live. Oh, my birthday was on a Monday? Yeah, it was on a Monday. My birthday was on a Monday. But I was off. I didn't have to be on the computer. That was happiness for me. I made my Purple Rain drink that I couldn't finish. But that's good you had all that many thumbs up. I was watching what's her name? Little John's Yarns live. She did a game, like a game theme. She has her little wheel and all that, and she was asking questions, all crochet related questions or yarn questions or whatever. I was watching some of that as I was working, and she said she's at over 90,000 subscribers, and she's hoping to get to that big 100,000. So cross your fingers. I hope she gets to it. I was watching one of the other YouTubers that I started following because I'm very interested in growing vegetables and things like that, even though I won't go out and do it. But I do have a mango tree, an avocado tree, and I used to have a lemon tree and then it died. So I had some grapefruit seeds. So it is starting to grow, but I wanted to get a little bigger before I plant that. But they do all kinds of stuff, canning and things like that. So he has hit his 100,000. He got his 100,000 plaque from YouTube, and he had a big old little party thing, and I was very, very happy for him because who would have thought Lead Farmer 73 would have gotten 100,000 subscribers? But he's I love watching his show. He's very informative. I really want to learn how to do canning, but I just don't, you know, my priorities are work. So and now they want us to use a camera. Oh my God, a camera. You mean I can't put my little crocheting right next to me as we go through the meeting and I can crochet? Nope, that is out. So these meetings, these 1 hour meetings are going to be real hard to get through. Sitting there looking at the supervisor for an hour. Yuck. I do not look forward to this at all. Yeah, Little John's Yarn was one of the I've been following her for a few years. Her what's her name? Bag a Day Crochet Crystal. I've been following her for years. They're like the ones that I've probably have been following for the longest time. Alicia Littlejohn Yarn, she gave me a lot of help with trying to start this YouTube channel. But I'm still trekking on, trying to get it going. But I tell you, doing tutorials and things like that. And I was like, oh, I see why people do lives more than they do tutorials, because then you get more watch hours if you do lives. But again, there's only so many hours in a day and so much time to set aside for things like that. So I found this time was a good time for me. I used to, what's her name? OVW. She used to do lives on Saturdays, and then she stopped doing them. And her lives were a little later anyway, because she's in California. So her lives would start at 9:30 at night, and I would hang with them for a few hours. But then after that, I was like, okay, I got to go to sleep. I got to go. I can't, because her lives would be like 3-4 hours long. So I don't. And now she does a lot of Bible things on, I think Wednesday, like right in lunchtime. And because she's in California, so it's in the morning for her, but it's in the middle of the day for me. So I'm at work, so I can't really, click on YouTube and watch that. That would not be good. Let me see. No, they don't make it interesting. It's going to be straight boring. Color while he's talking. I don't think I can get away with that because I look the camera came in, but I'm gonna just act like I haven't gotten it yet. Shame on me because I've ordered a room partition and I want that room partition up. It's supposed to come Monday. So I want to put the room partition up and decorate it because it has little shelves and decorate it. And then I said, okay, tell me how I got to set this thing up because it's going to be real interesting. And they were like, well, we don't just want to look at a blank screen. I'm like, I'm good with a blank screen. Before we were just on the phone, I was good with that too. But now we got to look at them. And these meetings are just not, no. It's, I, I'm not looking forward to this at all. None of my coworkers, well, the ones that I talked to, one of them when she heard about it, she's like, "Oh, that's good. You get to see us." I was like, "I don't want them to see me." So now I have to make sure I'm not in my pajamas. I have my bat wing top just in case. I can throw it right over my head. It looks like I'm dressed up. So it will be interesting. And I know a lot of our employees have dogs, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this. And some of them have children, young children at home, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this all works out. Figure out how to do a looping video. What's a looping video? Are you seeing so many people? Ah, oh, okay. So I guess you've been on a lot of lives if you're seeing a lot of people. Uh, Denisha says I'm fast. No, honey, I am slow with this hook. I have watched OVW. She crochets at warp speed, and Jeanette, DOY Creations. She's a fast crocheter too. I'm not fast at all. I consider myself very slow when I watch other people crochet. I would love to be faster, but that's not working out. As I say, I was taught by an older lady, so I think I crochet like an older lady. My first experience with crochet, I was 18 years old, and I was a home health aide, and I was making rounds, and I had to go to a nursing home. I don't know what I had to do for this lady, take her blood pressure or something. I don't even know what I had to do for her. And she was crocheting, and I'd never seen anyone crochet before. And I was fascinated. I was like, oh my goodness. So I would do my rounds and I would go back around to her, even when she wasn't my patient anymore, just so she could show me some things. So, and then after that, I started buying books and I bought my first Susan Bates hooks. I have a Susan Bates hook and I hate this hook. I hate it, hate it, hate it. And now I have to go out and buy another one. It's very heavy, and even looking at the other one, it looks heavy too. But this is the end hook. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the end hook, and this is why I don't like it. See how fat that is? It is so hard to work with, and I want to make a a shrug, but because this is so fat, it's hard because I'm using. Where's the? I don't know. This is what I am using. And oh, oh, it's a piece. Oh, this is something that I started. Who knows what that is? But I'm using, and if anyone has ever used this homespun yarn, this is like the hardest yarn to work with, especially if you don't have really good vision, because it's hard to see those. But this is the yarn I'm going to use. Well, not this color particularly, but I'm going to use the homespun yarn to make this shrug. But it's so, and I've had this hook and I've used this hook before and I've always hated it. So I went online and I saw that Joanne has one that's, you know, the inline that's smaller, that's has a nice hook like that. Because see, and this is this so fat thing and it's heavy. I've never liked it. Every time you drop it, it makes the loudest noise. So I will be buying another one because I really want to use this to do this shrug. And I made this shrug years ago, but do I know where it is? And that's so weird. I'm like, did I give it away or something? So here I am having to make yet another shrug. And I have lots of that homespun yarn because Lion Brand had that 10 for 10 sale a few years ago, and I bought tons of it. Why? I don't know. I think I lost my mind. So now I have to figure out what to do with it. And it's not something that you can really I guess you can do scarves. They have a blanket on the label. I would never make a blanket with this. Well, I guess that shrug is pretty much a blanket because all you're doing is making a big rectangle and then you fold it over and make some armholes and it's done. And Michael's has 20% off right now, but I'm going to go look at Joann's because Joann has a 50% off sale. So I'm going to look at their website and see if they have that hook. And if they do, I'll just go over there and use that 50% off because I'm sure they are not on sale at Joann's. Let me see, have I missed anything? Let me see. Let me see. Do I get up to use the bathroom with only the nice top and pajama? I don't think so. Oh, Lori. My husband puts on his shirt, tie, and jacket on top. But he has on basketball shorts and flip flops under the desk. Oh my goodness. You need to record me and make a loop video. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see. I had a dental procedure yesterday. I've been hanging out in bed watching YouTube. Oh, okay, Lori. So you had dental procedure, so you've been hanging out. Okay, I get it. Hi, Charlie Berry. Thank you for joining me. Oh, Kathy, I don't shop at Hobby Lobbies. It breaks my heart if I have to go to Hobby Lobbies. So I don't want my heart broken, so I don't go there. And it's right over here by me, and I will not. The last time I went over there was a few months ago, and it broke my heart to go over there because they closed the Michaels that we had here, and I was shocked. I went over there and I was like, "Oh my God, the Michaels is closed." Anyway, so but I usually drive out to the Joann's or drive down to the Michaels or drive over to the other city to the other Joann's. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people showing their hauls from Hobby Lobby, but they are at the they are like the very last resort for me if I go there. And I can tell you that Hobby Lobby has been in my area for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And I think I've been there 3 times. So, but it's, yeah, the loop thing, I'm still getting a chuckle out of that. No, I do not look forward to this. And one of my coworkers, she's definitely not looking forward to it. She feels like it's an invasion of privacy. I was like, yeah, but this is our office. Uh, Wherever you put your computer, that's your office. So, oh, one day, I pray one day I can like pack that computer up and say thank you all for the experience. But this chick is gonna retire and crochet and hopefully have a good following on YouTube. And if not, I'm trying to work on writing some patterns too. That's the other thing I want to do. That's hard. I have to, when I'm sitting, I did write a pattern for a beanie hat that I did. And you have to really sit. And when you write it, you have to think about how, like I can say, oh, make a granny square, but then you have to actually sit and say, okay, now I have to write out how to make a granny square. I mean, I've seen patterns where people will say, make a granny square, and then they'll tell you how to go on. Just like the um, corner to corner hat that I made. It pretty much starts off if you know how to do a corner to corner, but then it does have instructions of how to do it. But I've seen patterns where, I've been reading patterns as long as I've been crocheting because that's how I learned how to crochet. There was no YouTube when I learned how to crochet, so I had to learn from patterns. And I know a good pattern from a bad pattern, and there are some really, really bad patterns out there. And so I try to stay away from them. But it's hard to think about, everybody crochets differently. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do I try not to do any, fitted clothing for anybody. I did cardigans, people can throw on a cardigan, but I don't want to do a dress or a skirt or pants or anything like that, shorts, tops. I do all that stuff just for moi, not for anybody else. But a shawl or a scarf, that's good. Oh, speaking of scarves, if you all weren't in my live last week, if you are interested in doing a charity, it's red scarves for the foster children. I'm trying to find my information. And I'm going to make some scarves and donate to them. Um, my friend Adrienne that's on here, she works with foster kids, and it's near and dear to my heart. I don't know. I'm not someone that wants to be a foster parent or anything like that, but I really feel, but it's called Red Scarf Project, and it's foster care to success. So if you look at my last live, the information is on there. But there's basically, you make a red scarf, at least 60 inches long and 5 to 8 inches wide. And the time frame, they start collecting scarves from September 1st to December 15th. And it's done annually. And it goes to Cleveland, Ohio. That's where you'll be sending them to. So that is something I'll be working on to make some scarves. And they give the scarves to the foster children on Valentine's Day. So you can put little cards in there, words of encouragement. You can put tags on them, like made with love or handmade or whatever you want to put on there. So this might be, I did the Hat Not Hate. So I think that and these, the scarves may be what I'll always do. Every year I'll do those. Those will be my charities for the year. So I have enough yarn, not necessarily a bunch of red yarn, but I do have some red yarn. I have big bulks of red yarn. So I'm going to do a few. And I got that from, if you don't follow the Tunisian crochet channel, it's a man. He does Tunisian crochet and I saw it on his channel. So I got that information and I was like, oh, that's nice. And if you don't follow him, follow his, even if you don't, because I don't do Tunisian crochet. I don't like Tunisian crochet. It's too close to knitting for me. So I just like to watch his channel. But he has one of the most soothing voices you would ever want to hear. He has a beautiful voice. I just like listening to him talk. But I said one day I'm gonna really go back and find like one of his videos or tutorials where he actually tells you from start to finish, how to start Tunisian. I've Claudette Crochet, she did a Tunisian headband and I started doing it. I just don't like Tunisian. I don't know. I don't like when it curls up on you. And I've seen a lot of people say, oh, you can block it as you go. I don't have time for that. But it's pretty work. If you do it, it's pretty work. But I just don't like Tunisian crochet. I stick with the basics. That makes me happy. I can get it done. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll pick it up. I do have the Tunisian crochet hooks, though. I bought them years ago because I thought I was going to do Tunisian crochet. And then once I started doing it, I was like, nah, we're not going to do this. We're going to skip this all together. I actually used one of my Tunisian hooks for Little John's Yarn, her flower hat pattern, because you had to yarn over like 9, 10, I forgot how many times you had to do to make that flower. And it was killing me. And I was like, I can't keep doing this with this. And then I was like, oh, I have those Tunisian hooks. That was a lifesaver. So that's what I used when I made that flower hat. Let me see, I haven't missed anything. Hi, Denise. Thank you for joining me. How are you tonight? Are you working on anything? No YouTube when you started either, Dana? I officially have a 23 years on my belt. Oh, I have more than 23 years, honey, and I still feel like I'm learning. Oh, you live 2 hours from there and you didn't know they did it? Yeah. You should watch the news every now and again. Okay. Let me see. So let me see. I guess I can work on this car. No, no, I can't work. Maybe I'll go to the store because I really want to get this shrug started. And I hate that hook. And I really don't like, I like clover hooks, but I like them with this, I don't know what this material is, not steel, it's not aluminum. I don't know what it is, but I like this because I don't like their larger hooks have this plastic and I don't like that. I don't think it, especially with this yarn, I don't think it goes well with this yarn. But this big hook is great for that yarn. I just don't like that fat. Looks just like a fat boy hook. So let me see. I doubt if I'll go out. I'll go out tomorrow. I've been out today. That's enough outing for me in one day. I had to find my crystal hot sauce, and they had it at Target, so I ran over to Target and got it. Bought 4 bottles of it because I couldn't find it. I was like, where are they hiding this stuff? And when I went to Target, it was on the shelf, so nice and pretty, and I certainly left them some empty spaces. So I love me some crystal hot sauce. Let me see. Oh, you're watering your garden. Kathy said she's been crocheting since she was 12. Oh, wow. Well, I was 18 when I started, so it's been 41 years for me. And YouTube really, really was a eye opener for me. That's how I started with the graph cans too, because I started watching Creative Stitching Diva, Shauna, and she was doing the graph cans, so I got hooked on that. And then with Little John's Yarn, she's always crocheting something. She has a gazillion different tutorials. And you know, Miss Crystal is, I think this is her full-time job. So she always has something going. And this cardigan, I'm using some of her pattern, and then I'm putting my own twist to it too. So it'll be my pattern. But I like the cardigans are fun to do because just like I said, it's one big piece. You just have to sew up the sides. That's why I don't care too much for granny squares. And I've done it so many times. I said, okay, I'm going to make a bunch of granny squares and I'm going to put them all together, because you see some beautiful baby blankets made with these tiny little granny squares. And I'll make all of them. I'll start to have a pile of them, and then I'll look over at them like, I'm never going to put these things together. Why am I wasting my time? And I'll put them in a bag and I'll move them from here and move them to there. And before I know it, I pick up the bag and I put them in the garbage. That's bad, but that's what I do. So I stopped doing that because I know that was a waste of time for me. I know Jeanette, DIY Creation, she loves grannies. I don't. And I actually found, when I was trying to make my craft room into my craft room, I found 2 big grannies that I'm assuming I was going to make. Well, I think maybe I was making them to make a skirt or something. I don't know. But I only have one of them now. I don't know what I did with the other one, but I can't find it. Let's be as it may. That's okay. Let me see. Lori says she just started crocheting in December. So how did you start? What made you start crocheting? Denise says crystal hot sauce is your favorite. Yeah, I was at Walmart and I couldn't find it, and I bought some, and they were little skinny bottles. I don't even know what, I couldn't even tell you what it was, but I bought it because I really wanted some hot sauce. So then I was asking, I said to my friends, I said, if you all see any crystals when you're doing your shopping, let me know. And then one says, Amazon has it. I said, oh, Amazon bought it all up. So then I went online and just typed it in, and I saw Target, $1.59 for a 12-ounce bottle, and Amazon had 3. I think I'm thinking this is 3 6-ounce bottles for $10.99. I said they are out of their minds. I know someone will pay for that because someone may not be able to get it, but Gloria's not going to pay that for some hot peppers, vinegar, and salt. No, not today. She said, don't throw them away. Yes. No, there are no more little squares around except for that one big square, which I don't even, I can't believe I can't find the second one. That is the most bizarre thing. And I had them together for the longest. I want to find the second one because I definitely want to do something with it, but I would have to go out and find that ombre yarn again. And I don't feel like looking for that ombre. It's a really pretty color, but I don't even know if Red Heart even makes that. Because I don't think I bought that ombre yarn years ago. I don't even know if they even make it anymore. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it to go searching for it. Because anytime these yarns go, when they stop making those yarns and then you have to search for them, they just cost more money. That's why I always say if I'm going to buy yarn on sale and I have something in mind, I'm going to buy extra so that just in case they don't have it anymore, I have it all and I can finish my project. And that's just common sense, but sometimes people don't think that way. Oh, I'll go back and get the rest of it when I need it. And you go in there, and especially if it's yarn that has a lot number on it. Oh my goodness. Those lot numbers are so important. You do not want to get yarn and have to go out and buy what you think is the same color and it has a different lot number because the color will be off. 9 times out of 10, that color will be off. Let me see. Oh, so Lori said she was at Michael's after Christmas and saw a kit for $7. They have crochet kits? I guess since I crochet, I never look at stuff like that. So it got you hooked. What was the kit? Was it a hat, a scarf, or granny? What was the kit? Lori says she suffers from anxiety and needs something to extremely need something to fiddle with. Crochet seemed like something productive to do. Oh, and the warmer months you garden too. Oh, it was a scarf kit. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so Dana went to Hobby and missed their clearance, but she went to Michael's and they had some clearance. They always having clearances. I went to I Joann's. They have, I don't know if that brand is just their, maybe it is their brand, but Big Twist yarn, and I only buy it because Shauna from Creative Stitch and Diva. She said that's a good yarn to use for the graph cans. So that was one of the reasons why I bought it. And they had it for like $1.97 or something like that. It was on sale as half off. So I bought a lot of that. And I think yeah, that's probably all the recent yarn that I bought was the Big Twist yarn. And it's much softer than the Red Heart yarn. So I'm quite happy with that. But I keep telling myself not to buy any more yarn. I don't need any more. I don't need any more. But y'all are like, oh, well, I need no. So that's like and this is so bad. The graph gan that I'm doing, I had to find a specific color and I had to order it from Joann's because that was the only place that I could find that had that one color of yarn, which is obviously is not a color that is real what's the word, popular. So I had to buy it and pay the friggin' shipping, which ticked me off. I hate paying shipping, but I couldn't, they wouldn't ship it to the store. So of I had to pay for that. So I bought that, but I tend not to want to buy anything online unless it says free shipping. The cost of sending a package, that little package that I did for my giveaway cost me, I think, over $15 to mail it to someone that's in Florida, and I'm in Florida. I forgot what part of Florida she's in. But anyway, I was like, OMG, OMG. I sent someone else a box of yarn a while ago. Um, Someone that had asked if anybody had any extra yarn to send it. And the funny thing is, never heard from the person. And even with the giveaway, I actually had to send an email to the person to find out if they had received it, because it had been over 2 weeks since I sent it and I never heard anything. But she said she got it. But I was like, ooh, it's expensive to ship things now. So when I see Crystal with her 50 skeins of yarns and stuff like that, and I never, why I don't, and she's another one, I don't watch her lives because she always comes on at odd times. She comes on 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because she says she has problems with sleeping. So she does her lives all different crazy times in the early mornings or late at night. But she sends out, so I'm sure her shipping is costly. Oh, you ship from home from PayPal. That's interesting. I didn't know you could ship from PayPal. You almost bought a Star Wars kit yesterday. What it was, it a graph can or something? Or was it, what was the Star Wars kit? You're gonna get a couple of premier everyday bobbins. Oh, you got a gift card? You forgot it? You got a gift card to Michael's? Oh goodness. When did I get the big twist? I picked it up 2 separate times. The last time was I think 2 weeks ago when it was on, and I just happened to go into the store and it was on sale. It wasn't something that was advertised. The other time that I bought it, it was advertised that it was on sale. So when I went in, I was really surprised that they had it on sale again, but it wasn't advertised. But that big twist, I think they put it on sale often, like all the yarns. They just rotate them. And when they had, oh, matter of fact, when they had that big sale, I think that's when I got it. And I did it. I did myself some injustice because they had a big sale, buy 3 get 2 free. But I didn't use that coupon when I checked out. Dummy me used the 20% off coupon, and I didn't think about it until after I had finished my purchase. I was so mad at myself because I bought, ooh, I don't, the total was $80. Um, and with the 20% off, maybe it was, yeah, my total was $80, and because I had the 20% off. But if I had used my brain, I should have only paid $30. But I didn't use my brain. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of people, the Dollar Tree has yarn My Dollar Tree doesn't have yarn, and the other ones that I went to didn't have yarn. I know a few years ago, my niece bought me some yarn from the Dollar Tree, from a different Dollar Tree, but the ones that are near me, they don't have yarn. Oh, Dana, you gonna be doing the diamond painting now? That's just Froggett's thing. She likes to do the diamond. That's how I started watching her, because she used to be on OBW's lives. So then I started following her because she did the. I couldn't do those diamonds. Oh, oh, I know what you're talking about. The big bobbin thing. I saw Dana, not Dana. Crystal did a review of that, and what's her name? Scrappy Yarn. I can't think of her name. um, Scraptastic Yarn. I can't think, but both of them did a review of those, and they're novelties. I don't have room; they're too big. I don't have room for that big bulky thing. So, and it was so funny when Crystal did the review of it. the next, her next video, the next day, she was doing a giveaway, so she gave them away. And when I saw the Scrappy Yarn. I think it's Scrappy Yarn, Scraptastic Yarn. I can't think. When she did the review, she talked about how the bottom, like the little paper part that looks like the bobbin part, came off. She didn't seem to be very pleased with it either. So, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just way too big and bulky. I have no room for that. And Crystal had showed some yarn that's similar to that, but they were three separate yarns in a bag. And I can't remember what the company was that she had gotten it from, but they were pretty yarn. But you tell me how that all works out for you. Yeah, that diamond painting, it's really interesting, but I said, no, I can't sit and look at that all night long. I'm no good with black yarn now. I have to sit under my light in order to see the black yarn now. I was like, oh my goodness, it's hard to see black yarn now. So I try not to work with dark colors as little as possible. And I thought about buying those um the hooks with the lights on them, but those lights are really bright. So, and I don't know how. I guess they would be really, because you'd definitely be able to see, but those lights are really bright. And I think they do have them where you can just charge them, because I think before you had to have the little batteries for them, buy the little batteries, but I think they have them where they get charged now, rechargeable without having to buy those little batteries all the time. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Are you working on anything tonight? Oh, Lori says she saw them at Michael's and they're not as big as she thought, but there were three of them on the shelf all broken. Let me see. No, Crystal didn't like the bobbin yarn. Let me see. My mom doesn't like diamond painting, but she sends a picture in and they send her the graph back. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Uh, I watched Dana. I mean, not Dana. I keep saying Dana. I watched Lana do those diamond paintings. I was like, yep, that's something I'm just gonna skip altogether. Just like some people are getting into knitting. I don't want to do that. That's why I don't like Tunisian. I don't think I would be really good at knitting. I always said I don't think I can control because I'm definitely my left hand is a guide. And I guess if you knit, but to me, you have to be, I don't know. Nah, I'm gonna stick with crochet. I'm gonna stick with what I know and what I like. I don't even like sewing. I taught when way back when I was in school, they used to have home economics. I don't even think they have that anymore in schools. But we learned how to sew, and my mom just knew I was going to keep that up. I could not stand that. All of that, the pinning the pattern to the fabric and cutting it out and having to sew it and put it all together. I don't even think I could probably put something quick together now. I do have a sewing machine that I can barely, feed the thread in because I don't remember how to do it. I did see a video. Someone had a video up of how to thread your sewing machine. And I said, oh, one day when I really want to learn how to do something, I was at Joann's and there was a couple there. Joanne must have had their patterns on sale. They bought, I don't even know how many. They were up there at that register for so long. Everybody in the line was getting antsy because they had, and I'm thinking, do they teach a class or something? I mean, who needs that many patterns in their life? They went out of there with a cart full, and they were an older couple, a cart full of patterns. So I said, they must be on sale. I can't imagine why anybody would, unless they buy them and then sell them on eBay or something. I have no clue. But they had so many patterns. I don't even go into that area. The only reason why I buy any fabric is to line something. Other than that, I don't buy fabric. And when I made my mask, I had t-shirts. I just took the t-shirts and double or tripled the t-shirt and sewed them into my masks. Oh yeah. Lori says she has a sewing machine and she's got some yarn and fabric from a neighbor who's moving to a retirement home, and she's going to try to make some mask and project bags. Yeah, I forgot the lady that does that. She's into the project bags. I don't need. I don't do the project bags because I don't need another project. I used to go to conferences all the time, so we would get bags from all the vendors. So I have so many bags, and even when I went to Adrian and I went to Essence Music Festival, I have a gazillion. I even gave away. I had so many bags. I gave some away. Some of them I still have. So I don't have the need for a project bag. I did buy some of the cotton bags from Joann's. I used coupon and got them half off, and I just used my Cricut machine and put Gigi the Crochet Queen on my bag. So just to personalize it. But so I just put, if I'm working on a project, I put it in that bag. But of course, I have lots of bags with lots of projects going on. The life of a crafter. So that's what I do. All right. Lisa says she learned how to sew in home economics years ago. Yes, yes, I did too. She says knit takes too long. Oh, I didn't know. See, I like the look of knitting also, but I don't want to learn how to do it. That's why I have the Centro and the Addy machines. Um, and I haven't done anything outside of a hat on those machines, but what's it, Juju something. I can't even think. Juju something. She has lots of videos of different things you can do with the Addy machine and the Centro. And then Little John Yarn, she has. I haven't actually looked at any of her. I saw her unboxing of the Addy, and I think that's all I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen her make anything, but I know she has some videos up for that. Let me see. Yep, my mom was proud of me. That's why I got a sewing machine too. And when I went into the army, I carried that sewing machine right with me. And everywhere I went, that sewing machine went with me. Brought it to my house when I got out of the army. It everywhere. And finally, one day, I donated the sewing machine, and I swear, a year later, I bought another sewing machine because I needed a sewing machine for some reason or another. And I was like, why did I get rid of the one I already had? And it still worked and everything. But I figured, oh, somebody else could use it. I don't need it. And sure enough, I went and bought something. What is it? A Singer. Yep, it's a Singer. Bought another Singer. And the one that my mom bought for me was nice because it had its own cover that clicked on, and so you could carry it. This just has a little paper cover that you put over it. So, lesson learned. Lori said she felt home ec. Well, almost. I set the kitchen on fire. And the skirt fell off during the fashion show. Oh my goodness. I made um gauchos. That's what they were called, gauchos. I made gauchos for our fashion show. And I walked out and I saw all the people, and then I ran across the stage. I was like, this is not for me. No, I didn't burn down the kitchen though. That's too funny. Oh, hi Marva. You learned how to crochet and knitting in Germany from a friend. Oh my goodness. I've actually follow one of the ladies, she's German, Claudette Crochet, and her first videos are always in German. And so I'll click on them and listen to about five, not even think 5 minutes of it. And then I was like, I really don't know what she's saying. I'll just wait for the English version. But I still like to click on it just to see if I can remember any words or if she'll say something that I would know. But because I didn't crochet with anyone, any German ladies or anything like that, so when she talks, I most of the time I can understand like if she's counting and something like that, but most of the stuff she's saying, I have nary a clue of what she's saying. It's just like the Spanish ladies. I can watch them, but I can watch and listen to them count, and so I can pretty much follow what they're doing. But when they start, like, I guess explaining more or talking about something else, I don't know what they're talking about. So I just watch them, and sometimes I just turn it down, um, and just watch, and then I'll turn it back up. And if they go to something else, and I say, well, I know they have to be counting. So I've made some things. I love to watch the Spanish YouTubers. My goodness, they make some beautiful things. I don't know where. I always think they're from Mexico. They may be from somewhere else. I have no clue because I really don't pay attention to. I'm sure it says there's someone, because actually one lady whom I thought was Spanish, and I finally looked at her YouTube, and she's Italian, because Spanish and Italian are close languages. So I said, oh, no wonder her Spanish didn't sound quite like Spanish that I'd heard before. And then another lady, I was listening to her, I was like, this Spanish sounds so different. Then I finally looked and found out she was from Brazil. I said, okay. That's probably why it doesn't sound like the Spanish I've heard around here. Oh, you said your first machine just recently broke down. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's so much about the sewing machine that I don't remember. So I would definitely I'm gonna look for that. Because you need to know how to change the needles when you break them. That's why I pray that I don't break one. And just learning again how to thread it. That was like, okay, I'm just gonna hope that this thing just catches and everything works out all right. My daughter, she went and took a sewing class in high school. So, and that was probably one of the other main reasons I went ahead and bought another one because she does um, dabble every now and again into sewing, but she's not really into it. She'd rather sit and draw something than do all of that. She does sew some. She'll put some things together, but I don't think she's ever like made an outfit or anything like that. She made a pin cushion. I think that's like the first thing they teach you how to do anyway is a pin cushion. Oh, Barbara says some of them are from Mexico. Yeah, I think some. Yeah, I just never look at um, the information on there. Yeah, the Portuguese. Yeah, that's why. And yeah, it was a combination of Italian and Spanish. When I've taken a few Spanish classes, mind you, and I still can count and say aquí, si, um, little words. I couldn't hold a sentence at all. But one of the ladies, the last time I took a Spanish class, one of the ladies was in there, and she was from Brazil, and she had a hard time, which I was like, that's odd. But I guess English is not her first language, and so she's learning three different languages because she's got to listen to the teacher in English, and then she goes and does the Spanish. So I guess I can imagine the wires are crossing her brain is trying to keep it all straight. I don't know if I could. And where I live, there's a lot of Brazilians around where I live, but it's just that's another language. I think I'm at the age now where I'm good with English. You want to teach me a few words in another language, I'll learn it and hopefully retain it. But I'm not a linguist. By far not a linguist. You don't know who changed the needle. You made a pillow in home ec. Let me see. That was a success. Oh my goodness. Your mom still has it. That's good. When I was in, I think, was it fifth grade? I think fifth grade. And we had wood shop, and I made this really, really pathetic jewelry box thing. My little wood was so off, but it was mine. It was my little thing. I used to put my little jewelry in it. I don't know whatever happened to it. Those were the good old days when kids got to do things that just what's the word? Give you some experience and let you know how things work. Or we had music class. I learned how to. I won't say I learned. I'll say they tried to teach me how to blow a trumpet. Forget it. Forget it. That's work. I said, Louis Armstrong, I am impressed. You go with that. Oh, Lord, you haven't touched your sewing machine in about 18 years. Oh, wow. Last thing you made was a stocking for your son. Oh, goodness. Can you use can you use the Google Translate when you're watching a YouTube video? So I tried to see, because sometimes they will translate, but most of the ones that I watch, they don't. I just watch them anyway. And when they go live, I was like, no way am I watching a live. I'll click on it when I realize they are live. I was like, because I don't. Sometimes I just click when something pops up. I just click and don't really look at the title or anything. I just click it. But when they're live, I definitely don't watch that because I think that would drive me straight crazy. Oh, you took, yeah, we know why you took auto shop. Oh, you said yes, but it's not perfect. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. As translating people's, everybody. The last Spanish class that I took, the lady said she learned Spanish in Mexico, and she says Mexican Spanish is like sing song, um, the way they speak. But me being in South Florida, we have a huge, Cuban population, and they speak very fast. So their Spanish is definitely faster than Mexican Spanish. But it's all good. It's always good to know a little bit of somebody's language. You never know, you may have to travel somewhere, figure out things. Like the little, that's what German was my very first foreign language because I was in the army, and when they send you to Germany, they send you to a German Head Start class. For 2 weeks, you have to learn some German, like the basic stuff, so you know how to get around and go order food, or if you need to speak to your landlord or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you do get a basic German class. So when I was trying to learn a little bit of Spanish, I would always revert back to what I knew in German because that's the first foreign language that I learned. Not like I'm fluent in it, but so if I start counting in Spanish, then the next thing I know, I'm counting in German because that's what I knew, which is so weird. But that's the beauty of YouTube. There's so many things, so many different people that crochet and knit and sew and garden and do gaming YouTube and all kinds of things. If you want to learn something, I'm sure it is on YouTube. I've learned a lot of things. I had to change my igniter on my grill, my outside grill, and I had absolutely no clue. And I went online, boom, YouTube had it. So I ordered the thing and put it in myself. And I have a um, a lock on the door that has the codes that you have to use to get in. And I was trying to figure out how to change it. Went on YouTube, found a guy that gave great instructions, and I did not realize that I did not deactivate that um, the preset thing, because I didn't realize anybody that knew anything about these doors could have just opened my door up, came right on in, because I had never deactivated that like I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 or something like that. And when I watched that YouTube channel, I was like, oh, this is great. And I've had this thing on my door for a year and did not know this. But for me, I've been working from home for 6 years, so it wasn't like I was going. I'm home most of the time anyway. But hey, if I'd gone on vacation and gone somewhere, and some criminal decided they were going to check doors and stuff, and I'm sure everybody knows about that 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. I can't even remember what it is, but it's gone now. You don't know my code, you're not getting in the house unless you take the door off. But YouTube is definitely a great avenue, especially for me as a single woman. I can look up stuff before I start looking, calling anybody to fix something. If it's something I can do on my own, I will do it. Lori said when her grandma used to yell at her, the longer she went, the more of it was in Polish. Yep. You revert back to your first language. Yeah. That's what um, people that speak Spanish, we always say they speak in Spanglish as they go between Spanish and English. Very, very. All right, ladies. I've been on here longer than normal, but I'm so happy you all came to join me. And I hope some of you do some scarves. That'd be really nice. So I'm going to start working on them soon. But I need to get as much of this graph can that I'm working on done. But you have to sit so long, and I hate sitting for a long time, which is not good for me anyway. I have to wear my pressure stockings because I am prone to developing blood clots. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like to sit for a long time. I get up and move as much as possible. But it's been fun, ladies. I hope you come back next week and we'll see how much progress I make on this and if I can get my shrug started at least. And the graph can, I can't drag that in here. So when it's finished, I will definitely be showing it. So you all have a good night. Thanks again for joining me. And if you're available next Saturday, I'll be here, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, all. Bye-bye.